We continue looking at some of these Old Testament passages in the Mass readings. We continue to look at context because it is so important. And today, as we hear from that book of the prophet Zephaniah, it's important to remember context because this book, the writings of Zephaniah, are rather short. And in fact, for your homework assignment, I would recommend that you go home and read the entire book. It's only 3 chapters, I think, 3 or 4 chapters. It's not very long. And yet, it is rather striking in perhaps more than any other book in the Bible. It does focus a lot on judgment. It does focus a lot on that idea of condemnation of the wicked and the punishment that they will receive. It does have a very heavy focus on that idea that those who are wicked will be cast down. We get a little bit of that at the beginning of our passage today. Woe to the city, rebellious and polluted, to the tyrannical city. And it continues to go forth in that line for quite a bit. It is only at the very end of the book, and we get that first part of it here in the 3rd chapter, that there begins to be this then idea of what will come, and that remnant it speaks about. And if you remember a few weeks ago for that first Sunday of Advent, we had that gospel passage from Matthew where Jesus talks about how the 2 men will be in the field and one will be taken and one will be left, and 2 women will be grinding wheat and one will be taken and one will be left. And from this passage, we get that more deeper understanding that when Jesus is talking about one will be taken and one will be left, he's not saying the one who is going to be taken is taken to heaven. He's more likely talking about how the one who's taken is going to be taken to hell. And the one who remains is that faithful remnant, because that's what Zephaniah is talking about here. For then I will remove from your midst the braggarts. I will leave as a remnant in your midst a people humble and lowly. Those who are taken out of the Holy Land, those who are taken out of the Promised Land, are taken into exile. They are taken into that separation from their ancestral inheritance, from that divine promise. They are separated from God. They are not taken to heaven. They are more likely taken to hell. And those who remain are those faithful ones who remain. Again, you technically can read the words of Jesus in either way, but it seems more likely from that full context of Scripture that the remnant is the faithful. And what does that mean for us? In many parts, it means that we are to be faithful. We are to be that faithful remnant, a people humble and lowly, who take refuge in the name of the Lord, speaking no lies, not having that deceitful tongue. Because if we rebel against the Lord, if we do not trust in Him, if we go after those things of this world, we will be taken, and not to a better place. Christ comes to bring hope for us. He comes to bring that promise of His help and His grace that we might be faithful. Because this is a task that we cannot do on our own. In our brokenness, in our concupiscence, our desires are skewed. And we go after things, lesser things, than the greatest good of God Himself. Christ comes to bring that mercy, to bring that forgiveness, to bring us the grace that we need to actually follow Him, to live in Him, that we might be faithful when He comes. Let us humbly call upon the Lord. In our lowliness, let us rely upon Him, that He might find us faithful when He comes. And we might be that remnant in His house, in that promised land.